All right, guys, welcome to From the Stands PNW. We are a dirt track racing podcast. We focus specifically on dirt track racing here in the Pacific Northwest. We pull from two tracks specifically, which is in our backyard, is Skagit Speedway and Deming Speedway. This episode, we're focused on, and I just learned this, that it's the first annual Dave Key Classic. So we were there for kind of an extremely emotional and I think important benchmark in racing at Deming Speedway, which we didn't realize that we were stumbling into. So you want to learn more about the Dave Key Classic, but first I'm going to play you our impromptu interview that we had with Dave Key's son, who is now running David Key Motorsports, honoring his father with his grandson and great-grandson competing in the races. But go ahead, and here is the interview that we did. It's only a couple minutes long, but we did with Mr. Key. So, all right, guys. So welcome again to Deming Speedway. So we were informed by Paul, who is the track owner and kind of the guy running this whole thing. Tonight's a special race night. Why don't you introduce yourself to the folks at home who might not know?
Yeah, I'm Davey Key. We're from Fresno, California, and we've been coming up here for, I think this is our 31st year up here.
Oh, wow. And tonight's a memorial race for your dad, right?
Yeah, it's for my dad. Passed away. Get choked up.
That's okay.
A few years ago, 23, and him and Paul were best friends. So
okay,
Paul
awesome.
Put this on.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the cars you guys have today. So your son drives the number, what is it, 63?
Yep.
And then the 15 is
that's my grandson.
Your grandson.
Yep.
How is it like to see that son and grandson racing at one track?
It's
at the same time. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely different. We got now with Kaysen Racing, we've now got 4 generations of our family that have been in racing. So
sure,
I raced, my dad raced, obviously, and then my 2 boys race. Colton races this one, and then Cody races the 15 car over there. And then now Kaysen's racing the junior sprint. So.
And so this is your 31st
31st year. Yeah, so I started coming up here when I was 14 years old. It was my first year here.
How does Deming stack up with other tracks around the country?
This is the best place
really
that we've ever been to. I mean, the facility, the track, the races here that they put on is, I mean, you're not going to see any better racing anywhere you go. Sure. So we've been a lot of places, and this is definitely our favorite track.
So when this comes up on the schedule, you guys are excited to come up and do this. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if anybody wanted to reach out and kind of know anything about your team, you guys have social media?
Yeah, we have Facebook and Instagram. It's just David Key Racing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can reach out to us on there.
Sweet. And I hope you guys do. I want to thank you. I mean, I know this was last minute. Yeah, and I do appreciate it. So David Key Racing, right?
Yep.
Go look them up. Sprint car racing, micro sprint racing. Classes you guys racing is the
600
and the junior sprint. Yep. So there we go. Thanks so much for the interview. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Welcome back.
Are we back?
We are back.
So forgive me for having the laptop in front of me. I don't typically like to do this, but I want to make sure I get my information as accurately as I can. So as I understand, Dave Key was a force back in the day, it was called mini sprint racing. And it was kind of the mini sprints that were the precursor to the 600 and 1200 cc's that we see today. There's a line that I read that I'm struck by with trying to get to know who number 99 was. And if you're unfamiliar, that was Dave Key's number when he raced at Deming. He was a force to be reckoned with, but the part that I read that moved me a little bit, it was the first time, though, it's one of the few times that you see a race car driver and contributor to racing, known for more than just the racing part. He was considered an absolute legend as far as his attitude, how much he would help other teams. I keep reading accounts of him where he was known for more of the good deeds that he did at the track than he is for really his racing, but his racing was pretty good, as I understand it. So that's a testament to the type of man he was. And I was super excited to be there to see this. And Paul hooked us up with the interview real quick. We will be sitting down with, I believe it will be Colton, right? Or who are we sitting with? Cody and
I'm not exactly
Kaysen?
sure which drivers, but it's a multiple generational
it's
racing team.
multiple generations. It was Kaysen that made his debut in the juniors.
Yep.
And I actually have a clip I'm going to play here, but I'm going to tell you this, that you're going to see this clip and you're going to go, and normally in the racing world, after you see a wreck like this, the car's done. And Stacy and I both looked at each other because his night wasn't over. And that was crazy. But that shows the legacy of this family. So here's the clip, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it. You think TikTok's disappointed and they see what doing a podcast is really like?
With the behind the scenes?
It's not as clean as the finished edited product.
Yeah.
Are we rolling though?
We are rolling.
Okay. So you saw that bang up. He flipped his car multiple times. Every red flag that we've seen at Deming Speedway, the car was retired for the evening. What did this kid do? They flipped his car over and he took off again.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm racing. And he completed that's insane to me. That shows that family's racing lineage. That kid was like, He was channeling his inner Dave Key. I know he had number 15 on the car, but I'm willing to bet money if you were to scratch that off, you would have saw 99.
There's a few, and I will insert this image, but there was a few different things I saw walking around. One of them was a sticker of the Dave Key memorial type sticker on one of the cars on the back side of the pits. So it wasn't the family cars. It was over by Sage Parker's spot. So I did take a picture of that sticker because I thought that was a really cool thing to kind of see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just looking over some of the research that we did on Dave Key and the racing. That's why I have the computer in front of me. So you have to forgive me. I don't like to usually use this, but here's the thing. So I'm going to read this. I think it's important to know. So Dave was known for investing in the next generation. It says here, Dave was known for helping the younger racers learn, whether it was offering setup advice, lending a hand in the pits, or encouraging new families entering the sport. He believed the future of racing depended on helping others succeed. You don't see that as often as you would like, but it shows the kind of character this man had and the kind of character that he put into his son, who has now put it into his son and his now grandson racing under the Key, the Key David Key Racing banner, which is incredible. I mean, dare I say, damn near micro sprint racing royalty, so to speak. When we talked with Mr. Key, they'd been racing at Skagit at Deming for 30 plus years, if I remember correctly. They come always the week before Clay Cup, stayed through Clay Cup.
They're out of California.
Yeah. So pretty incredible. I had no idea what we kind of stumbled into.
And that racing team, that family, ping pongs, I want to say that's the right term, back and forth between California, Indiana, Oklahoma. They're everywhere. Like looking at their race schedule, they are devoted.
Oh, they're a legit racing family, absolutely. And here it says, so why the race was named after him. So it says the Dave Key Classic isn't just another special event on the schedule. It's a celebration of someone who represented the best of Deming Speedway. The race reminds competitors that success isn't measured only by trophies, but by the respect you earn and the people you inspire. And that's what I talked about earlier. Today it has become one of the signature events leading into Clay Cup, and it was the first annual. So, you know, I love the fact that we were there for first annual. I'm going to be back every year. Anytime that you start a first annual, you can't stop that. I mean, you know, I want to be able to 20 years from now to say I've been at every Dave Key Classic since its inception. And yeah, that's kind of I think my mark I want to leave on the micro sprint world is making sure I'm there to tell the stories of the classic this point forward, I think. So, but yeah, and it's drawing large fields and serving as a tribute to Dave's lasting impact on the track and its community. And that is so true. And here's the thing so Mr. Key's old school, right? So there's a certain way kind of men used to greet each other. Like when you shook a man's hand, you squared up and made eye contact squared up.
Okay, yeah.
Like you didn't side eye,
Yeah.
it was when you shook a man's hand, you faced them, shook the hand, and you were both eyes meeting each other. Nice to meet you, you know. You don't see that much anymore. And I was taken aback by it because Mr. Key did that to me. And it shows the kind of, I don't want to say traditional man kind of move, but like old school.
Old school.
Like respect, you know, shake a man's hand, you square up and face him. I was impressed by that. But reading about how his dad was doesn't surprise me. So anyway, we are going to be interviewing the generational part of the race team on Thursday, right?
Thursday.
What time are we doing that Thursday?
2:30.
We're going to be all over Deming, over Clay Cup, doing interviews, cutaways, the whole nine. So if you see us and you see our logo, and I'll throw it in the corner just in case you're curious, come up and say hi to us. Don't be afraid. Even if we're filming something, we want to hear from kind of the fans, right?
Yeah.
So, and, you know, we're not about just only interviewing race teams. We interview fans too. We want to talk to the entire cross section of kind of whatever makes up racing today. And it's fans, it's the people that work the track, it's everybody. I mean, people don't understand what goes into putting on the show that goes on.
Yeah.
But I even got my Dave Key Classic shirt, which, by the way, the graphic on the back of it, I made the comment when I saw it was legit, awesome. So whoever designed that did one heck of a good job. But I'm excited to do the interviews and all that. So what else do we have coming up for this? I know we're not producing our normal episode until after Clay Cup, right?
Yeah. So we've kind of been on a weird little schedule here.
Are we doing McKenna's interview here?
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to insert that here in a few.
Okay.
onto this episode.
Do you want to talk about McKenna a little bit, or are you prepared to talk about McKenna a little bit, or look like you're going some direction?
No, I was just thinking like the cushion report. Here is.
Oh, I thought we weren't doing that, but okay.
Well,
go
we'll
ahead.
throw it in.
Go ahead.
Because we were kind of going that direction. The cushion report for us coming up is really everything around Clay Cup.
Yeah.
It is our first time.
I'm embarrassed to say I've never been to a Clay Cup. I've been to Dirt Cup a few times, but I'm embarrassed to say I've never been to Clay Cup before. I'm excited, though, because I'm going to tell you right now, Deming is action-packed. Expecting 140-plus cars. We had 108, I believe, yesterday.
Yep.
The week before. 108.
Yeah.
If that was at Skagit, people would lose their minds, because that would surpass Dirt Cup numbers.
And a lot of these folks, drivers, families, crews,
Stacey's looking at a roster right now.
came up for the Dave Key to be kind of the practice run competition, you know, to kind of get the feel of Deming, and are staying for Clay Cup. California, 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 Indiana, California, 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 Australia, California.
Who is the Australia driver?
Zach. He is a 600 restricted. 15 AU is the card number.
So, do you think, and this is my ignorance, not understanding, right? Do you think they shipped the car here, or was the car here and he got to sit in it and put his stuff to the... How does that work?
No idea.
Because you can almost fit
But
him in
I
there.
have reached out. I want to sit down and let them and find out.
Okay, that was creepy.
I got some questions. We got some questions.
Okay, so maybe put on the interview list for Clay Cup,
Yep, I'm trying.
the Australian driver.
I reached out. He is racing tonight at Skagit too.
Oh, what is he racing tonight?
I think they're doing sportsmen's at Skagit tonight.
Oh, and he's sitting up in a Sportsman, huh?
I think so.
Tonight's also, I mean, we'll kind of break away for a second for Skagit, and we didn't talk about it in our 4th of July episode, but tonight's the Hall of Fame induction.
That's true.
And there's 3 people being inducted, and 2 of them that I'm familiar with. Kirby Hoyle is a longtime flagman at Skagit. He was a trip to watch. And then, of course, former driver, Hall of Sprint Car, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame member, and now Skagit Speedway Hall of Fame member, and a legend in our local community, Steve Beitler, is being inducted. And the third gentleman I don't know much about. I understand he was like track prep and all that, but if it was during the time that I was going as a kid and everything, you know, Skagit Speedway has been legendary for a long time, so I can imagine his lineage being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that is pretty cool. And what we don't know, does Deming have a Hall of Fame?
I would assume so.
And if Deming doesn't, how do we get a Hall of Fame started? Because I think Dave Key from the Dave Key Classic would be a great entry into that Deming Hall of Fame.
I would definitely assume they would.
I would hope so. But who knows?
Okay. Going back to Deming.
Okay.
So he is... Oh, I just lost that. So Zach is participating in driving the number 6 Kindle car as part of that Race Savers 305 sprint car program.
Okay.
Out at Skagit. Chase Jensen did that a couple weeks ago that we watched him down there.
Yeah.
So he So last night, and we didn't really look at where people were from until I started looking at photos today and kind of looking at the lineups. In the the 30 lap of the 600 restricted, he finished 5th. Started 5th, finished 5th.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there was some things posted. He was with Paul, and I guess maybe this is where I started deep diving, is he gave Paul some Australian candy, and that was a picture of it.
Yeah. Paul's very grandfatherly around that place. I mean, people love him like they do a member of his family, and I get it. Because I was talking with Bob, who was one of the track guys, my shoe guy, flagger in turn 2. Deming Speedway is a unique character for a track. It's very rare that you go to a place, and I'm going to insert a meme here. And when I insert this meme in the episode, people will understand. I wanted to bring my baseball mitt to give an example. Deming fits as comfortable as a broken-in glove.
Okay.
Fits like a glove.
Yeah.
Deming Speedway, you know, I understand that when we got back, people have started to see who we were and what we've been doing, people reaching out. So as we are around the track, people are waving, saying, hey, you know, coming up, wanting to talk to us. And all that's great. But even before that happened, there was a certain feeling around Deming Speedway that you don't get anywhere else. And it really does feel like nothing gets more home for me than my grandmother's stuffing that Stacy does every year for Thanksgiving. Deming Speedway is on that level to me. Like, the world can be beating me down, but when we get out of the car, and I know for us it's a physical challenge for me with everything that Stacy does at the track, and I try to keep up. It feels good. I can not have the world on me when I'm there. I feel creative there. That's why you see me sitting in the stand with my notebook writing stuff down, because my brain is free and released, and you know, it's strange, but it feels good being there, and the competition is nonstop.
Yes.
Like last night when we were down in the center doing, taking pictures and video and all that, it kept, the mains felt like it kept going and going and going and going. But that's great because we didn't get out of there. I almost cussed. Deming is like a kid-driven. I got to be careful because I cuss like a sailor sometimes. But it was 11 o'clock-ish.
It was late, yeah. But 108 cars. That's going to take a while.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
But even the juniors was entertaining. I mean, those kids are hammered down and they're ripping around the track, just holding on, you know. And you would think it would be boring, but it's not. It's crazy how even the glorified go-kart, which I kind of consider the junior sprint, right? Mm-hmm. Man, those kids are hammered down, wide open, getting after it. So we're going to take a quick break. You're going to see, so we interviewed McKenna. We're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about our McKenna interview. Why don't you tell the folks who McKenna is, and what car she drives for. Kind of introduce the video because you were behind the camera. Yeah. She's, by the way, and I'm going to say this, and probably the politically correct world is going to cringe. That chick is a force. She is a force to be reckoned with. But tell the folks about the McKenna interview.
So McKenna Morgan is a local to Bellingham. She'll be going into her junior year at Meridian High School. And McKenna's been racing since she was 4.
12 years experience.
12 years.
But her mom raced.
Her mom raced.
Deming.
Her dad raced dirt bikes. Came from the racing background. And I think the thing that stood out in this interview that we did with her is, one, her career pathway that she wants to go. And I don't want to give it away. I want her to explain it in the interview.
Yep. worth watching.
And then she doesn't have a huge crew.
No,
She's turning the wrenches. She's doing it.
It's her mom and dad.
Yes. It's so cool to think about what she's putting in the car. It's not like she's just getting in with her, her little...
She's not like she might be a nail polish and like
she
that
had some
kind
cool
of,
nails, and that's where I was kind of going with that, but not wanting to go that way.
Like she's not she's
Girly
a
girl.
girly girl, but she
can probably get dirty.
She'll kick some doors down, and she'll race in the mud with the boys. You're going to see the type of racer that she wants to be, though, and that's what I think I took away from the interview the most, which I don't want to give away too much. We're going to play the interview now, and then when we come back, we'll kind of wrap up the McKenna interview. We'll kind of talk about what's coming up with Clay Cup. We're going to show some race footage of the Dave Key Classic. I want to have a good 5 to 10 minutes of clips that we will put in of various that'll be Stacy's big project tomorrow, is to find clips that we could string together of the different classes.
Considering I took over on the one camera, I haven't even looked at the other camera. At the one camera, we took over 2,100 photos.
And I've snapped myself with the other camera probably 500 photos.
Plus, Jimmy has his metas.
I had my meta glasses, which the rollover that Kaysen had was recorded on my meta glasses. So like and that's the one thing that people won't quite understand. Actually, let's
go. Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about it after that. So here's
Stay
the
on track.
McKenna interview, and then we'll get into the meta glasses and all that after this.
All right, so from the stands, PNW, we're here at Deming Speedway. We have another interview that we're doing, and we are talking to McKenna, who drives the number 68 in the 600cc class. Well, thanks for doing the interview, McKenna. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So let's talk a little bit about your car first. Like, who's on your crew? Who's your sponsors, if you can remember all that?
Yeah. So my crew consists of me, my mom, and my dad. And then my dad had rotator cuff surgery last year, so we had a couple guys step up to come and help, and that would be Jeff and Sumo. Sumo's really great at setup, and he's been here a few times this year. And Jeff does all things tires, helping with maintenance throughout the week. He's a great guy. Our sponsors on the car, a big one for us is Brent Rents, Texmo. We got Rinky's Fabrication, Jensen Lee Aluminum, PowerX, Grinders Marine and Automotive, JCCT Enterprises, gosh, what else? Salty Dog, D&D LLC, ROM Inc., and just everybody who helps out on the car. We've got HV engine in the car, CSI shocks, G-Baby Specialties with our Ghoul injection, and obviously this year we got a brand new car. It's our Joe's chassis. I've really loved it this year. It's been a great car for us.
Yeah, she is locked in, by the way. How long did it take you to memorize all that, like to know? Because a lot of drivers, when they're just like, I got Bob and Tom, and that's about it. It's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Being young and still have a memory, that's what it's about. So, like we talked about earlier, you started racing here at 4 years old.
Yeah, so I started at go-karts at 4 years old. I came to Deming Speedway at 6 years old, racing in the junior sprint class. I've grown up around Deming Speedway my whole life. When I was a little kid, I would sit in the stands and watch, and I actually couldn't fall asleep without loud noises after being at the racetrack.
I can get that. Now, your mom raced up here when she was younger, and your dad raced dirt bikes. So there's you got a huge racing lineage.
Totally.
Which is awesome. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, I hope you don't mind this question, but I'm curious, being a stepfather of a daughter, how is it like competing? Like, dirt track racing isn't typically known to be a female oriented sport, but you're making the way for women coming up behind you. How has that been?
Yeah, I would say it's a lot more common to see girls in race cars, especially in Washington. We have a pretty good selection of girls. We got Haley Constance, Jalen Serrano, me, Brooklyn Constance. We've got a lot of girls in the classes up here. But yeah, you definitely start to travel and you see a lot less girls. And it's a big thing, but I think that, I don't know, there's been times in the junior sprint when we've had an all-girls podium and it was a really great experience. But I think it's hard also for me. Like, I don't want to separate myself too much. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, you're doing good for a girl.
Sure.
Like, I think competing against a bunch of these guys is like racing against my brothers, and they're all really great mentors. And I think, like, not having that weight on your back, like, oh, I'm a girl, I'll do my best for a girl. Like, I'd say motocross is a big one. Like, as a girl, that's going to be different because you're handling the bike, whereas these cars have power steering and you're locked into the car, so it's not as huge of a thing, but it's been great.
The playing field's pretty even once
Yeah.
you get behind the wheel.
100%.
Yeah, no, and I love that. And that's the way it kind of should be. It should be about you as a driver. It doesn't matter about your gender. And you're making your way. I mean, you're in social media quite a bit. I mean, we see you everywhere when they talk about micro sprint racing. So, and that's pretty awesome. So you're going to be a junior this year, right?
I am, yes.
So what's the future plan?
Yeah, so I am really good at math. So my goal is to head back to Indianapolis, Indiana,
Oh, wow.
and go to Purdue for their motorsports engineering program. It's one of the most exclusive in the country, and there's only a couple motorsports programs that exist. But I'm setting big goals for myself, get back to the racing capital of the world, hang out with some guys at CSI, and
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. So racing is definitely something that you're wanting to do in the future.
100%,
Yeah,
whether
that's-
it's in the seat, on a crew, and just working behind the scenes too. I love it all.
Just interviewed a driver yesterday that came from NASCAR Institute, so did all that. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I'm kind of curious. You've been doing this a while. Do you still get any butterflies? Like, is there ever
100%.
is there a point you become nervous? And I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like racing is just as much a mental game as it is a physical game. You know, we get into the seat and you're like those moments when you're in stage and you're strapped in, you can see the cars going around the track before you're heading out, and it's like, man, what's happening on the track? Man, I wonder what's going on. And it's especially hard like when you know, okay, the track's top dominant, but I'm starting on the bottom.
Sure.
So what am I going to do? And so I think a lot of that is like calming your nerves in stage and just almost zoning out, you know, like getting yourself in your mindset. And I honestly, once I hit the track, all the butterflies go away. Like,
Sure.
it's like, okay, we're locked in.
So
we're
there's
going.
the common thread that I hear with drivers today, and it sounds like it's the same with you, is there's a switch that flips.
100%, yeah.
Like, you could be the nicest person out here, but once that switch goes on, it's not so nice anymore. Now it's competition. You got to come beat me, come get it.
Yeah, totally. And I think that there's like a lot of reflection, like your sportsmanship in the pits and all that. But I think also once you hit the track, like, okay, I know I'm racing next to Tristan Thomas. Me and him are good friends off the track, but it's like, all right, this is what it is. Like, and it's fun. I mean, you get slide jobs back and forth, but the best part about it is like when you can get out of the car and go over and talk to him and be like, dude,
Sure.
that was a sick pass, like great move. And then like just that community, like Deming is so community strung. Like when you go to other tracks, like we've headed down to California quite a few times, and after the races are over, everybody's packed up and gone. And we're like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Like, are we not all going to hang out? Deming is so community. We go up to the beer garden. We all hang out. We stay here literally till like 2 in the morning, literally. And it's so much fun, and that's such the community
And
aspect.
I grew up around Skagit Speedway and that kind of environment. And Skagit Speedway is pretty good about being inclusive, but the thing that surprised me with Deming is how family-oriented this place was. Like, I mean, I lost sleep for 2 days thinking about it because it's one of the few places that are like that, which is awesome. So, yeah, I definitely see that. So, you talked about California.
Yeah.
Your favorite track's down there, right?
Yeah, I really like Plaza Park in Visalia, California. We've headed down there for the Marcogopian 2 or 3 times now, and we've been down there for the KKM. It is such a cool track. It's like in a city park, which
Okay.
Deming is
Oh,
rare
wow.
that it's on a personal owned property.
Like private property, yeah.
Most tracks are actually on a park or like a land lease, fairgrounds, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And so Deming is unique in the fact that we're in the Northwest. We've got these big, beautiful trees surrounding us. But California, it's just something about it. Like, there's a feeling when you pull into their track, there's palm trees, and it's like, man,
Oh, that's
we're
kind of cool,
somewhere
yeah.
special.
Yeah.
And Plaza Park's just got such a cool, like, just like vibe when you show up to their race. Like, it feels California.
I can imagine. Do you run there a lot? I mean, how many times have you actually raced there?
I've raced at Plaza Park 4 times now.
Oh, okay.
We typically go only once a year. It is like an 18-hour drive for
Sure.
us. It's quite the long haul with diesel prices. So
I know, we drive to Disney once in a while. It's
Yeah,
like, damn.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we love it down there. We've hit Lemoore a couple times. when Deming used to track prep for Cal Cup, but we haven't gone back there in a few years now.
So we have some fans and viewers that kind of like want to ask a driver a question, and we had somebody that was curious to know is, like at Deming specifically, you talk about inside and outside. What line is your line that you love, and why is it that
My
you love that
personal
line?
favorite is the top. I like banging on the boards. I think it's just a lot more like hanging it all out there. I really like the bottom is such like a on and off the gas, especially when it's a slick track, which I will say racing go-karts has really helped me with that because we run 2-stroke engines in it, little KT100, so you're on and off the gas trying to keep it running. So I will say, like, I'm good at running the bottom, like,
Sure.
but I like running the top. It's like to the
More
wall,
wide open,
yeah, to
kinda.
the wall, and it's like hanging it all out there. It's like, especially like restricted, it was like run the top, but there's not as much power, so it's like we'll see how it goes.
Sure.
But a 600, it's insane. Like it's like we're going right at the wall right now, so I hope it sticks.
No, that's
but it's
awesome.
a lot of fun, and I feel like you can carry so much more speed down the straightaway, and there's just something about that. It's like we are on the edge.
Yeah, in our last episode that we did, we talked about micro sprint racing and how micro sprint almost means kind of diminished capacity, but when the cars are on the track, I mean, it is speed, crazy speed heavy, and it's fun to see. And the one thing I noticed, and I don't know if it is the same way as a driver as it is for us fans, but how competitive it is from top to bottom.
Oh, 100%. The 600 class, me and my family were actually just talking about this with some out-of-towners. They're like, you got big car counts here. Like, some of their classes
it's
only have like
crazy.
4 cars in them, which is insane for us. Like, we have a B main in junior sprint, 600 restricted, and 600 open, which is nuts. Like, that's a lot of cars. And I will say, there is racing. Wherever you look on the field, there is a battle happening.
Yeah.
And really, like, I mean, we see a lot of the similar guys, like, on the top, whatever. But it really is anybody's race going into the night. Like, you look at the qualifying times, we're like hundreds, thousands off of each other.
It is
It's a
close,
close race
yeah.
all the time.
And that's what makes Deming exciting, and I think anybody who loves dirt track racing needs to come out and watch Deming because it is action-packed from start to finish. Even the juniors put on an excellent show.
100%.
So anyway, I just want to thank you again for letting
Yeah,
us interview you.
of
So
course.
if people want to see kind of what's going on with your team, where can they find you at?
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at McKenna Morgan Motorsports. I do a lot of shop videos. A lot of people don't know, but I actually do all the maintenance on my car, from torsion bars, air filter, fuel filters. I wash it all. I clean the trailer inside and out every week. This is my stuff here. And if you want to see it online and like watch me talk you through it, how we do stuff, you can check it out on our Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to see more action-packed things like the car on the track, some TikToks of us, that would be on my TikTok at McKenna.Morgan_68. That's where you'll see me switching into my suit and getting ready to gear up for some racing.
All right, so there you go. You heard it from her, McKenna number 68 in the 600cc. She's going to be ripping around that track tonight. So you're going to want to stay tuned. We're going to have highlights coming up later on. So thanks for watching, guys.
Okay. We are back in action.
All right, so you just saw McKenna's interview. You see the type of woman she is. She doesn't want to be known as a great female driver. She wants to be known as a great sprint car driver. Like this whole, up to a certain point, it's fine and dandy to classify her as a woman or a man, but she doesn't want that. She wants to be classified as a great driver, not a great female driver. And there's some honor in that, but she has big plans for her future.
Huge.
She
plans.
wants to either be turning a wrench or driving after she graduates Purdue, right? It's to see the kind of drive that she has, but the product that she puts out on the track. Kudos to her parents. They're doing a great job. I know that as parents, we can, you look at that and go, wow, incredible. And her future is bright, I think. So coming up next, we're going to show a little bit of, Stacy's going to put together some clips. We're going to play for some of the highlights of the Dave Key Classic. And then when we come back from the highlights, we're going to talk about two forces of their own at Deming and Skagit Speedway that we will talk about. So we're going to come back, and our two forces we're going to talk about next.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Are we going?
Yep.
All right. So, so those are some of the highlights of the Dave Key Classic. You can imagine that Clay Cup is going to be ramped up from that, which is insane. Might have a heart attack. So, but we're going to talk about, finally get a chance to, we met, it was Trisha, White Push Truck Media. You might have seen, well, you probably have seen her stuff. She's a force to be reckoned force to be reckoned with out in the media world of dirt track racing locally. She also has a son who races in the junior sprints. So we got a chance to meet with her, and also Claudia from Claudia is Lemley Family Media. So when we were talking about doing this podcast, everybody started talking about Claudia and everything that Trisha, I'm going to say Trish I'm going to shorten it up just so don't take offense. It's a sign of respect, trust me. But Trish, she's a force to be reckoned with in the racing world. Now, here's the thing and we told Claudia this, I think, specifically, but when you do a podcast, lots of people want to give you dirt on people. Like, it's almost like being a bartender. Like, they want to talk not only about some good stuff, but they want to bring you some crap too. And to their credit, though, there was not a single negative thing that we heard about both of them. And that says something about their reputation. They are highly regarded in the media world in the realms of Deming and Skagit Speedway in particular, because those are the circles that we currently are evolving on. So, so shout out to them. They're doing such a great job. We got the safety talk for coming up for Clay Cup, so we're going to be wearing brighter colors out there because there's going to be a lot of cars and a lot of activity. Claudia wanted to make sure that we were up to speed on all the safety measures that need to go on at the track. And to her credit, that's important because there is a lot of moving parts. And if you're not paying attention, that track can be a dangerous place for us media folk. So, anyway, it was a great pleasure to meet them. They both have a great story, and I would love at some point to sit down with them and chit-chat. But Caleb also stopped by.
That's right.
Caleb and I had a little chat. I had to apologize to Caleb Hart. And if you don't know who Caleb Hart is, he is the voice of Skagit and Deming Speedway. He is a force in his own right. But he saw me in the stands and decided to come up and chit-chat for a few. Had some great advice for us. I had to apologize because of our interview was so impromptu. I kind of felt it was, I thought it was bad just because of it was cell phone and he was like, no, it was great. And he was as kind as, he was more kind than he needed to be, but I appreciated it. It made me feel at ease because, you're kind of, all right, so we had a technical malfunction, which was my fault completely. I apologize. I didn't realize how much control I had over the battery power, but apparently I was informed that I control it greatly. So I do apologize for that snafu. So Caleb was extremely generous with his compliments. I really appreciate that. Made me feel a little bit at ease. He did say he would be willing to come to the studio and sit down and do an episode, which I am excited about. This is the busiest time of year for him, so it would be early fall, but that is definitely something I'm going to take him up on. I just want to pick his brain on racing. He is one of the smartest individuals I've ever encountered when it comes to racing. I've encountered some great people, but his ability to relate technical parts of racing to fans like myself. Oh, did we?
No,
the battery.
we're good.
Oh, so
I just double checked.
it just looked like you're about ready to blame me for this one too. So I was just getting ready for that. But his ability to relay technical knowledge to an unqualified fan base, I think, is uncanny. And I think another one of the reasons I'm sitting here today. So I appreciate all of his advice and kind words, and we'll definitely be taking you up on that interview offer. So I think that's it. Anything you want to say? Because you look real thrilled right now.
No, I'm just kind of thinking,
They're probably curious why the battery is my issue, but I'm
it's
sure
not
that
your issue. It was just the camera's been ran really hard lately. So, to kind of recap,
yeah.
Dave Key's first annual.
Dave Key, classic. Yep. First annual.
Was a great night.
Yeah.
The one thing that they did last night, and I want to draw attention to it, was they did the most beautiful car, is I think what they called it.
Yeah, it's like the best paint scheme award, I
Yes.
think, right?
And it was voted on by other drivers.
Which is pretty
That's cool.
epic.
Yeah.
Who
And
won that, by the way? Do you know?
His name was Sawyer. It was the number 88 car. It was black.
We have an image of it, right?
We do have
We're
an
gonna
image.
insert it into
We
this.
will insert that into our video, but that was really cool. You know, we've done our poll positions of our best color scheme at Skagit and now at Deming. So it's kind of fitting to kind of wrap up our poll positions,
And the other-
honoring his award.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that you probably realize, like during the drivers' meeting, how many different sponsorships go on in a
Holy
race.
moly.
Hard charger for this class and hard charger for that class, and the amount of money that companies are and gift cards and stuff that companies are putting up is incredible. But think about that, with all that going on, over 100 and at least over 100 cars.
Yeah.
I think it was 108 was the
108.
count. Voted on by drivers. Was it teams too, or just drivers?
I think just drivers, it sounded like.
And a lot of drivers are kids, right? Kids are kind of me. This kid get his car voted best car, which is awesome.
And at the end of the night, when he was interviewed by Chase, it was like, I came up with the colors.
And
That's what he wanted.
shout out to Chase. He did a hell of a job. They were having technical issues at the end of the evening, and Chase is going somewhere in the broadcasting world, I think. So he's just a high school student.
Yeah.
You know, he's filling big person's pants doing what he's doing next to one of the best to do it around. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, you know, Deming Speedway is going out, getting all these sponsors
Yeah.
for all these races.
We've even kicked around the idea of sponsoring a hard charger, like throwing $100 out for the hard charger award. If we were to do it, I would have to do it in the 600 restricted, because that's the one that Savage Sage is hammering his way through. The kid is legit. Spent some time in his pit stall. But yeah, so yeah, it was great.
Let's talk about a few numbers really fast because I wrote these down.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Floor's yours.
17 junior sprints,
Okay.
33 600 restricted,
Okay.
46 600s, and 12 1200s. Holy moly.
And if you look at a 1200, there is not, I mean, I don't have, they're similar in size to me to a sportsman sprint, a 305 sprint. They're big cars. You're shocked on how large they are.
Yeah. And most of those guys are the 1200s are local racers. You know,
Was there any out of town 1200s?
a Langley, but I consider Langley BC
Langley
to
would
be local.
Yeah.
But
So all 12 were local drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're great. Beautiful cars. There is something special when you walk around the pits of Deming Speedway, and you see the variety of teams and color schemes and everything else. There's something special about that. So
Yeah.
I'm more excited for Clay Cup than I was Dirt Cup, and I was excited for Dirt Cup. So yeah, it's going to be great.
yeah, so you know,
I'm just praying I don't get run over. Knock on wood.
you'll be in bright colors.
I'll be in bright colors, but yeah, I don't know. Stacy even moves quicker than I do. So, I mean, it's a legit fear. There's a lot going on. You've got to be paying attention, you know. And, you know, the two gals have been shooting at some of the biggest races on the planet. you know, especially at Skagit and Deming and like other tracks. You know, I'm sure even they probably had a close call here and there with craziness going on, you know, and especially when you have you're looking through the lens of a camera,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah, I kind of was like that last night. I was like, I'm following a car. My back is to the corner because of where my eye was following.
sure.
And I'm like, is that the smartest? You know? But when the cars are all around the oval, you're like,
But I guess that leads into, so when you see me in the middle of the track and I'm not shooting, but I'm wearing glasses, I actually have meta glasses on. And I have a bunch of video clips that I do because it's where I see that the video clips are taken, right? So I know that a lot of times people will see me just standing there and like just following, and like they're wondering, are you doing anything media-wise? Well, really I am, because I'm wearing glasses that are recording what's going on. So, and like I said, the case and key roll was wearing my meta glasses. So, yeah, we're trying to use all of our media that we have at our disposal to bring to our podcast. So, and that's cell phone, camera, meta glasses, whatever. I mean, I'll draw a picture too if we even need, but it would be stick figures and weird, but yeah. So anyway, that is going to do it for the Dave Key Classic first annual, which I am honored to have seen and been around for, and cannot wait to see what this turns into in the future. I think it's a great race, and people need to be supportive of it because it supports a guy that was great, a great racer, but not only that, he was a great human being, and that's important. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. You can find all of our episodes once again on Spotify and YouTube. And you look like you need to say something.
nope.
You can
Sage is joining us right now.
What's up,
TikTok.
Sage? What's happening, man? We just got done talking about you. You can find us on all of our social medias from the stands, at From the Stands PNW, and that is TikTok, Facebook, Insta, YouTube, Spotify.
Yep.
But our full episodes are only on YouTube and Spotify, so if you want to see those, you need to go there for the episodes in their entirety. But we want to thank everybody for watching and supporting the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it up to this point. I kind of feel like each week we're getting a little better and getting a little better. So I can't wait to see what happens come August. And man, High Limit, we're going to be firing on all cylinders. So,
You know, I had this weird thought this morning
yeah.
that I had this picture in my head of us at a track with electric scooters getting around.
Dude, that would be so sick.
Like, just cruising.
Just rip roaring.
Cruising around. It might be a year from now type scenario. And then my other picture that came in my head was, oh, we could get a toy hauler, and in the back of it,
What's a toy hauler?
like
I'm not a man's
like
man,
a travel
so-
trailer that the back end folds all the way down.
Oh.
Like the door folds all the way down, and you would have like your ATVs.
My sprint car.
Your sprint car could be rolling out
sick.
there.
Yeah, my modified
But
71B. Would that be that? Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Bright green 71B.
And so I had this like image in my head of being like, instead of a motorhome, of like a motorhome but a toy hauler type scenario, and then we could pull out our side by side or our gator or whatever we have, and then have our studio. Then sets up in the toy hauler.
And that would be great. If I have a toy hauler at some point, it means I got a toy. So I'm excited about that vision. Keep those visions coming, because who knows? Maybe at some point we can
What is the right word here?
visualize success.
There's a word for that.
Project success.
You talk.
Fake
things
it till
in-
you make it. I don't know what
we're
you're
good at
trying-
faking until we make it, but
I'm not faking any of this. This is me, raw and
you
in
visualize
the moment.
it and it comes
Yeah.
to you. There's a term for that, but I can't think.
Well, you can go ahead and send it to us what the term is. We will put it in the next episode. Anyway, we want to thank everybody for watching. Hope everybody's enjoyed it, and we will see everybody after Clay Cup.
Clay Cup.
Clay Cup, baby. Thanks so much for watching our latest creation from the Stands PNW. So you're probably wondering who's responsible for creating this podcast. Well, that would be Jimmy and Stacy. Who is the guy in front of the microphone all the time? Well, that would be Jimmy. Who's producing our episodes? Well, that will be Jimmy and Stacy. Who am I talking to on the social media side and who's creating all that wonderful social media? Well, that would be Stacy. A special thanks goes out to Top Shelf Galaxy Productions, and of course, a special shout out to Ice by Stacy Media for all the great graphics and animations. So please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when our latest hits the airwaves. You can find us across all social media platforms at From the Stands PNW. Once again, thank you so much for watching.